Hello and welcome to Soul Guidance with Adriana. I am a self love coach and I help people dive so deep into their self love that they can thrive in any situation or relationship. Today, though, I have an intuitive reading for anyone suffering from writer's block. And it doesn't have to be just writing, this could be creative, other ways, painting, drawing, sculpting, or it could just be that you feel that something is kind of stopping you or blocking you. I'm going to tap into that energy, ask for messages to help you. So let's just see what comes up. I am tempted to start with a spread, but I want to see what my guides want me to do first. Okay, they're saying to start with 3 cards, so let's go ahead, kind of see where you are. The Lord, Ace of Cups, and the 7 of Wands. Okay, I am feeling with these cards here that there's a lot of external pressure going on, where either you're defending yourself against other people's energies or opinions, but there's something about needing to have such a thick skin, such a rigid boundary with others that there's an inhibition to the flow coming out. Okay, there's good flow in the middle. You've got this Ace of Cups here. The inspiration is coming to you, but it cannot get out because of the restrictions that others are putting on you. Whether this is fear of what other people think, but I do feel for someone in particular that there is someone in your environment that is just not receptive to the flow from you and is not allowing you to express that flow freely. Okay, so then let's ask for advice on that. What can this person do? Okay, middle 4. 3 of Wands, 9 of Wands, opposing 8 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords. Oh, okay. Whew. This is a bigger message than I thought it was going to be. I was going to be like, go take a walk. Okay. There is some serious rethinking that you need to do about your environment and about the situation that you find yourself in. There is a stubbornness of staying in it, of kind of doing the same thing over and over and over. And you might be, if you are creative, you might be producing a lot, but not really feeling like you're getting anywhere. Like you keep producing the same thing over and over and over, and you don't really see an evolution or progression because you're staying in this situation that is literally stuck. This really is an external more than an internal circumstance, because the 3 of Wands is asking you to go on a journey. 4 of Swords is asking you to put all the facts together. It's really interesting because we've got 3 swords upright and then 3 wands upright. So it's as if these swords are being asked to become actions. The thought are being asked to translate into actions. For some of you, this might be as easy as moving your creative space somewhere else, but I think on the deeper level, this is asking you to reassess and reevaluate where you have placed yourself, because you are not creatively thriving here. This 3 of Wands, 3 is our creative number, and it's asking you to look out for possibilities, to put yourself in a place where it's safe to take creative risks, where it's safe to try things without having opinions or energies of others in the way of that expression. Whenever I see this, if I'm doing a personal reading for someone, I see a karmic relationship, and oftentimes, karmic relationships, even if they are dysfunctional or difficult, they're hard to pull out of, because there's this tie that goes beyond logic. It goes behind evidence of this lifetime. It's connected to a different lifetime, but it doesn't mean that you should stay. Karmic lifetimes or karmic connections come in to teach us, but right now, that may be the case with you. You may find it really difficult. You may have all the facts and you're like, well, why am I still staying? But your soul is asking you to look at this a little differently. Instead of repeating the same karma, it's wanting to experience something new. And that alone is a good reason to shift a circumstance. Just, I want to experience something new. Okay, let's get a little bit more. I'm going to switch to some animal cards and see if we can get more information there. Okay, oh, someone just jumped out, the swan. And let me grab a couple more. The horse, a doorway to freedom, and the seahorse, asking for equality in relationships. Okay, so we have the theme of blindness here, that you're on this search for beauty, a quest for beauty, and you're trying to look on the inside for this beauty. And to a lot of extents, you have found it. You know what your creative voice is, but you're blind to what's going on the outside. And we have this horse running through this portal to the equality of the seahorse, which is asking for more evenness, more balance in your partnerships and your relationships. Something like, do I have to be the one taking the trash out all the time? Can't we switch? This says to me that there's too much that you're holding up of your own. Again, that holding up, that keeping things at bay that we saw in those first cards, trying to pick them up. In these cards, that holding something at bay, the horse is wanting you to enter a different world, a different dimension, where this equality and connection with the creative flow is more possible. We have a Neptune figure here. Neptune is the god of the sea, and sea, water, ocean, cups. You see where I'm going with all of this? When we entered into the correct relationship with our flow, then it's sustaining for us and it's sustaining for the flow. And it seems like in order for you to get to that space, there's like a doorway or a portal that you need to walk through, a different life choice that you may not be wanting to look at. The blindness in this card, the swan, you may not be wanting to look at this choice, but it will put you in a better relationship with your creative flow. And that's what's really asking for more strength right now, more of a connection with your own creative voice, your own creative flow, and asking for that to be supported by the external environment as well as the internal space. So this is really interesting because it's not that there's a blockage on the inside, there's actually a blockage on the outside. And because of that blockage on the outside, it's creating a blockage on the inside. So this is different than what I expected to find, quite honestly, in this reading, because usually we look inside out. This reading is for someone who needs to work outside in. Okay, let me see where we're going next. Back to the Druids for some advice, please. Okay. So I think this is going to be our last set of cards here. Advice, 8 of Wands, 7 of Swords. Oops, someone just fell on the floor. Hanged Man. Queen of Cups. Princess of Swords. Okay. This is a time for heart over head. Okay, so I'll show you kind of these cards here. Queen of Cups is waiting for that intuitive timing. Not trying to calculate this with your mind, but kind of waiting for that moment where you're kind of sparked, or you have that dream, or you have that knowing where you're like, okay, the move needs to happen now. There's going to be a moment of release where you feel like kind of a sense of, oh my God, that's exactly what I want. This is exactly where I need to go. This is exactly what I need to do. And it's just kind of this brief pause where for an instant, everything feels in line. And then the mind kind of comes in with a little bit of panic. 7 of Swords here saying, I'm not sure how to make this work. I need to figure out a plan. I need to come up with a strategy. And that's true. But your strategy needs to be looking long term, almost as if you need to start where you want to end up and work backwards from there. Okay? Rather than trying to put in the pieces going forward, actually go to the end, look at what you're trying to manifest at the end, and then work backwards from there. me ask for a metaphor and an example. Okay, let's say that you really want to delve deeper into landscape painting, and you know that you need to be in an inspiring spot, whether that's in front of some magnificent landscapes or just in a place that's very quiet and clear. So you start with that destination, you figure out what that destination is. And then you're going to work backwards to say, okay, when can this happen? Do I have the finances in order? Do I know anyone who could help me with this move? Who could X, Y, and Z? So we start with the goal and then we work backwards to find out where we're going. And that is the process that's going to help you. But it has to start from the knowing, from the intuition. It can't start from you listening to this video and saying, okay, yeah, this is exactly me, this is what I need to do, and then trying to think. No, take all this information and just sit with it and wait for that kind of spark within you, or that little kind of tug that says, okay, here's what we need to do. Or synchronicities, ask for some synchronicities. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I want to get one more card. All right, Beaver, working to make your dreams come true. I love this. It's such a powerful card. Can you see there's a little castle? So the castle is the dream. This is the assurance that through repeated hard work, you can make that dream happen. This blockage you feel doesn't have to be your reality. But the beaver is telling you, go after that dream, even if it seems preposterous or ridiculous or too out there. Go after it, because with the correct steps and the correct work, you can make this happen. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. If you're curious about other things that I offer, coaching sessions or just one-off intuitive readings, please check out soulguidancewithadriana.com. I'd love to connect with you and help you get to that next level. So look forward to seeing you next time, and have a good one.